Hi guys, alright, so this is Unit 5, Day 5. We got one learning target today where we're going to be using law of cosine to solve these non-right triangles. And the types of triangles we'll be using today are side, 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 and side angles side, okay, for the law of cosine. So let's do a nice little review about yesterday's notes, which we said it was the law of sines, and I want to make sure that we know to use this when we have an angle, angle, side, angle, side angle, and side, side angle, right? That's the ambiguous one. And then today we're going to be using law of cosines, and that's going to work with our side, 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 and a side angle side triangles, okay? So let's draw out a nice triangle and label it. We'll go A, B, C, same thing, corresponding sides to it. And what is this actual law of cosine? So there's three equations. First one, a squared equals b squared plus c squared minus 2bc multiplied by cosine of a. Alright, the next one is b squared equals a squared plus c squared minus 2ac multiplied by the cosine of angle B. And the last one is c squared equals a squared plus b squared minus 2ab, multiplied by the cosine of c. Alright, so some of this looks kind of familiar coming back from a quadratic. The beginning part, or a way that I always remember, is that whatever letter you have here is the letter you are going to end with. Okay, so if you're looking for side B, you have to have already cosine of B, or the angle B. If you're looking for side C, you already have angle C, okay? And then the remaining two letters will always be in the middle. Alright, let's start with example 1. Instructions are to solve a triangle, so all angles, all sides. And let's say given information is you have angle A to be 78 degrees, side B to be 15, side C to be 21. Alright, let's do our diagram. That's always the first part. Label our sides. Plug in our knowns. So we got a nice 78 degrees here. Side B is 15. Side C is 21. I'm going to realize what type of triangle I have here. The triangle is an SAS. So looking back above, SAS goes under law of cosine. So I'm going to start with the angle that I have given. So I have angle A. That means I want to solve for side A first. So looking from above as a reference right now, I'm going to do the setup, the first one in blue. So let's start. We want to know A squared is equal to side B, 15 squared, side C, 21 squared, minus 2 times 15 times 21, and then cosine of the angle, which was 78. Let's plug all this into our calculator all at once. So we are not going to be rounding until the end. So minus 2 times 15 times 21 times cosine of 78. Take the square root because that's a squared. So second, put my answer in there, and I got my side. So A is approximately 23.13 in length. Plug that guy into my diagram. All right. Now let's figure out, let's go alphabetical, B. All right, so B, I don't know the angle. I do know its side. So wait a minute, but I already know now an angle with its corresponding side, all of A's information. So technically, can't I use law of sine now to figure the angle B out? Absolutely. So for for side B, we're going to use the 15 and we're going to find that angle. So sine of 78 over its side, which was 23.13, is equal to sine of B over side 15. All right, cross multiply this. Take the inverse, find the angle, pause me here until you get your answer to see if you get the same thing. For angle B, I got it about 39.37 degrees. So plugging that guy in to my diagram, check, and that leaves us with the last angle, angle C, which for this one, I'm just going to add all two angles, 39.37, 180 minus that answer to get that 62.63 degrees for angle C. So checking my work, diagram check, my setup for law of cosine check, and there is no units attached to this, so they're not applicable for this one, okay? All right, good job, guys. Let's do another one, okay? Example 2. I want you to solve the triangle again. Given A is 9, B is 10, C is 12. Okay. Drawing this out, diagram first. Labeling A, B, C. Let's plug in our knowns. Side A is 9, B is 10, C is 12. We don't have any angles here, right? So if I start in alphabetical order, I know I have to use the side A. So A squared equals B squared plus C squared. That's the one I'm going to start with. So 9 squared equals 10 squared plus 12 squared minus 2 times those two sides, 10 and 12, cosine of A. Okay, so let's clean this up a little bit. 9 squared is 81, 10 squared 100, 12 squared 144. So I'm going to add those two and then I'm going to subtract it over. And when I do that, I should be getting, and same with you, negative 163. Okay? And then 2 times 10, 20 times 12 is what? 240. So all I'm doing is cleaning up this part right here in the pink to get a negative 240. Let's divide both sides by negative 240. And then I'm going to take the inverse of both sides because I want to know an angle. And I'm going to plug that entire decimal in there so I don't cut it off, okay? So then once you plug that in, second cosine negative 163 divided by negative 240, about 47 degrees 22.22. Awesome. All right, so 47.22. Now we got to figure out angle B. So if I'm looking for angle B, it's a side across is 10. I already have a setup of an angle knowing its side. So I'm going to use the law of sine for this, possibly a little bit quicker. Over side 9 is equal to sine of B over side 10. All right, pause me for this one and see if you get the same answer, okay? You should be getting about 54.64 degrees. And then last but not least, we're going to find angle C, and we will do 47 plus 22 plus 54.64. 0.64. Take that answer away from 180, and I got that to be about 78.14. Plug that guy back in to my diagram. All right. Okay, guys, this is the end of part 1. Good job with the law of cosine. Make sure you go to part 2.